Hello everyone, I'm Black Dragon and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Black Dragon Biker TV. And as always, I'd like to thank you for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. So, we are in the car, not in our studio. This is a wonderful application that we can take advantage of. This is the mobile application, and if you're using the Spreaker platform to podcast, they have this wonderful application on your phone that you can podcast from, and it sounds almost as good as being in the studio. I don't have all the studio special effects, but I do have some cool music kind of thing I can use, and that gets the job done. But it's a way I can walk my dog and talk to you guys. I was just walking my dog. If anyone was listening to me live, which I hope no one was, just walking my dog in the middle of the night here. It's like 10:20 p.m. I'm in Stone Mountain Park, and it's absolutely freezing cold and completely beautiful, so beautiful. Walking my dog by the lake. I have to keep an eye on him. There's coyotes out here. I like to normally just let him off the leash and let him run, and normally he will follow a specific path, but tonight he decided to create his own path and go chasing after a dog, and all this was captured on my live, and I fell down a hill trying to catch him. So we deleted that one, and hopefully none of you guys really even got to hear that one because it completely sucked. But I am now on this, doing it all over again, and that sucks too because I was on a good roll. But we have the dog on a leash now, like he's supposed to be, and we're walking him alongside of the car as I talk to you guys. So. These are my ones where I just get to ride and talk to you and tell you what's on my mind, and hopefully provide some education to you guys about motorcycle club protocol, and hopefully there's some jewels for you to glean. Black Dragon Biker TV can be obtained here on Spreaker or every place that we that you broadcast. The Dragon Slayer Motorcycle Chaos, you can get it from anywhere you get a podcast: Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, whatever, and Google, whatever. And Black Dragon Biker TV, the video channel, is located on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We're trying to build up our Instagram following to 10,000 people, so we're like at 3,500 or something right now. So we appreciate it if you go over there. Each of my stations, you're going to get something a little different, so you're not getting the same thing in every station. There are some of my platforms that you're going to get some things, and some you won't get other things. So go, be sure to like and share them all. Like and share this platform. I've only got like 31 followers, but 89,000 downloads. So that's interesting. I want more followers, so follow me on this page. I would absolutely love it. Tonight's subject is just how far should a prospect or a hang-around go to gain entry into their motorcycle club. I got this letter through email, and basically it said, Black Dragon, should I be forced to jeopardize my job to get into the club? And I thought about that, and it was very interesting topic in my mind when I think back to all the dumb shit that I did to get in my club, things that I absolutely would not do to this day. I wouldn't do this day and age, knowing what I know now. A lot of dumb shit I did to get in the club, my club, and I didn't even have this big old outlaw, mean club or anything like that. We were just a regular club, but tough guys. But there was a lot of stuff that I did that I would absolutely say in this day and age, no, you don't do that. You don't do that for any reason to get into anybody's club. It's silliness. So let's talk about that for a while. There are a lot of dumbasses in clubs, and normally the dumbasses will wind up getting the most important jobs, like being a sponsor of a new prospect or a hangaround. Like, so many guys don't want to do that. They'll do it. They'll give that job to the most irresponsible jerk in the club, and that guy never did anything right. The club doesn't even like that guy. His one foot is on a banana peel, and the other foot is already out of the door, and they're going to give him such a very special task as to teach a prospect or a hangaround, or to be in charge of one or several. And so sometimes you're not dealing with guys that are playing with a full deck. And what the hell do you know? You don't know any different. You're a prospect or a hangaround. You don't know any different from if this dumbass is doing the right thing. You just don't know. And you really want to get in. You want to be in the club. You want to be in the mix. But some of the stuff these guys are asking you to do might just jeopardize your life, your family, your job, or your freedom. And I don't necessarily mean, the Sons of Anarchy stuff where somebody's going to ask you to take out the president of a local motorcycle club. That's the Hollywood stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but clubs aren't too keen on relying on people they don't know to do the most dastardly deeds. But I'm talking about dumb stuff that happens in 99% of clubs where somebody's talking you into riding drunk. That can take 7 years of your freedom, just like murdering somebody can, or hitting somebody and hurting somebody while you're drunk on a motorcycle. That can put you away too, for a good and long period of time. So we're not just talking about the most improbable, crazy stuff. We're talking about stuff that can get you to lose your job. If somebody's asking you to stay out past your bedtime and you're coming into the job late and tired and you're sleeping on the job, this can cost you your job just as quickly as being involved in some kind of melee that makes national television news. It's the small things that add up. So it doesn't have to be a Sons of Anarchy murdering of a special operations FBI agent. It could be not getting your butt to work on time. It could be not having a job anymore, and so now your wife finds it in her best interest to let your butt go. No longer do you have a family. So I say that I did a lot of dumb things that was more than just fighting somebody or anything stupid. It was more than something big and huge. It was sometimes something small, and but the small things add up, like showing up to your job over and over and over again late. And I did that because I was in the Navy. I would have duty on the weekend, and the club was open on the weekend, and I was a prospect, and they were open until daylight. So I would go to the club at when I would get off work. I'd have to be back at work at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm a prospect, and they're open till 7 a.m. And then they want you to clean up and all these kinds of things before you head out of there, which means you're not going to get to work on your 8 o'clock job till 9, and you're not going to be shaven. In the military, you're expected to be shaven, and there's some expectations they have. And the biggest one is that you have your butt there on time. That's the biggest one in the military. Not being somewhere on time is tantamount to not being there at all. And a few times they might even say, well, okay, well, he's trying to prospect for that motorcycle club, or anything like that. After a while it gets old. So the question is, should a prospect or hang around be forced? Let me tell you something. The first thing you are is a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman. If you're a female trying to get in the club, you're grown. Grown folks handle their responsibilities first, and grown folks are able to prioritize exactly what a responsibility is versus what a want or a desire is. These guys have, grown folks should be able to discern that. And if a grown person cannot discern that, then they get into these situations where they ask, should I be forced? Should you be forced? Can't nobody force a grown person into doing anything that they don't want to do or that isn't good for them. Should I be forced? Remember one time, and I wasn't always, or maybe should I say I wasn't ever a particularly well-liked person in my club. Especially when I was a prospect. I prospected for several years. And as a person that prospected for several years, you can imagine that there were a lot of guys in the club that might not have liked me. And so I did some pretty stupid things. I can remember at one time when I was in San Diego, back in about 1995 or so, I had a permit to carry a weapon. Now this was significant because San Diego, California is a place where people can get permits to carry weapons. But the culture is so against it, you really got to have something really special going on. It's not like Georgia where I live now, where all you got to do is be 18 years old and smart enough to hold the weapon. There's no classes, no safety classes. There's none of that. You here is a right to have a gun state, and as long as you don't have any felonies or you don't have any domestic abuse, they're going to give you a gun if that's what you want. And so in San Diego, however, it's not that clear. It's not that clearly cut. You got to have a real good reason. And I had my own business, a business that I carried money. So the state of California, San Diego County, decided I could have a gun. One of the very few people that was running around San Diego with a gun at 25 years old or so. And I can remember that we had we had an after hours joint going, which was after the clubs and everything closed down, people would come to the Black Sabbath to drink and party. And our bar stayed open till daylight. It was absolutely daylight outside before we ever even went in on the weekend. So the door was always, and anybody, you might find anybody in our club, councilmen, cops, sailors, soldiers, politicians. We were the only thing open. That in the hood, we were the only thing open. So doctors, lawyers, everybody came through and hung out at the motorcycle club to socialize, chase women, whatever. And we also had a very rough element out there. We were right on the line of the Crips and the Bloods, so we'd have those guys always coming in the clubhouse. They would never fight each other inside the clubhouse because the clubhouse was considered neutral territory and everybody respected the OGs. But it was a tough crowd. And I can remember the president at that time, a guy who did not like me and would never vote for me to be a member for several years. I don't think he ever wound up voting for me to be a member at all. I think he left the club before I actually became a member. This guy did not like me at all, not one damn bit. So he comes to me and asks me, let me use your gun, let me hold your gun at the front door just in case I need it. And so I gave it to him. I gave it to him every time, every Friday and Saturday. I would hand this guy my gun. The gun that the state of California gave me permission to wear. I had a top secret security clearance in the United States Navy, and I had things that depended on me being clean and not having an issue with a damn gun that was used in some kind of melee being tracked and traced back to me. And I was the one that was set up for this to happen to. But did the MC force me? Can the MC force me to? No. Some guy asked me to do something that I clearly should have said, hell no. I'm not giving you my damn gun. You're a grown-ass man. If you need to protect yourself at this front door with a gun, I mean, I might give it to you this time. This is an emergency, but next Friday you should have had your own gun. And the Friday and Saturday after that, and so forth and so on, and after that, and after that, and after that. But I was complacent enough to allow myself to be used because I wanted to get in the club. I wanted to be a member of the club so bad that I knowingly allowed this person to use me and put my freedom in jeopardy, my license to carry a weapon in jeopardy, my top secret security clearance in jeopardy, my job in jeopardy, my rank in jeopardy. I'd have got my ass busted down to God only knows what. Had there been an issue with that damn gun being in my name and me having handed it over to someone who might very well have said, he never gave me that gun. Now I got a big issue because it's my gun and it may have shot someone. Now what? Should the prospect be forced? Only problem is nobody forced me, because I could have easily said, take your club and shove it up your ass. If I got to do this to be in it, it's not something I want to do. Not willing to jeopardize myself at this level of jeopardy because I'm dealing with a clown that wants to have a gun at the front door, but he doesn't want it to be his, he wants it to be mine. These are mistakes young people make. In my case, I was able to learn from it before it destroyed me. I was able to realize at some point, this guy is just the kind of guy who doesn't like you very much and doesn't mind putting you in jeopardy. And this is one of the first times I learned and realized, of course, that not everybody that wears your patch is your damn brother. Because this is the same guy that I would loan a gun to protect his life that wouldn't vote for me to be a brother in the club for whatever his reasons were about whatever I may have lacked in his opinion. I didn't lack so much that he wouldn't come to me and say, hey, brother, prospect, let me have your gun. So you got to be willing to see through the BS and understand your own self-worth and self-value. Because if you value yourself, then you won't let anyone devalue or undervalue you or deflate your value. You won't allow that. And I was watching this guy by the name of Brother Polite on his Instagram channel today, and he pulled out a dictionary and he says, he told a story of why he would never be humble. He said he never knew his father. His mother died 1 week after he met her at, I think, 14 years old. He was always in foster homes. He graduated foster home at Rikers Island, the grown-up prison. And from those ashes, he rose to make millions of dollars and be one of these Instagram coaches and so forth and so on. And he says, number one is, I will never be humble. And he opens up a dictionary and he reads the meaning of humble. And it was something on the lines of to understate your character, to understate your importance. And he said, why the hell would I understate my importance? And that's what a lot of prospects are. They're humble, and they walk around with their head down, and they're trying to get in the club, so they're not trying to. They try to be humble and misstate their importance, and that's okay for some things. But when it comes to somebody jeopardizing your time, your job, your freedom, your family life with their completely unjustified needs or demands, unqualified demands, insane demands of your time, or putting in jeopardy your freedom. Somebody comes up with these just unruly ass demands. You got it. That's the time when you got to be it's the time you got to be a person who refuses to be humble. You got to be non-humble, anti-humble, reverse of humble. You got to be insolent and just downright pissed off. Hey man, we need you to clean these bikes. I gotta go to work in 4 hours. Oh, what the hell does that mean? You're not a brother? Hey, kiss my ass. You're not a brother. You're not a brother if I just told you I gotta go to work in 4 hours and you're not telling me, hey, prospect, get your ass home. You gotta go to work in 4 hours. You're no good to none of us without a job. But when you find that creep with the beer gut who hadn't had a job in 4 years, that's your sponsor, he doesn't have a job. He wouldn't give a damn about you having a job. And sometimes it's hard to understand or rise out of the shadow of a screwed up sponsor. They have the power of life and death so in their hands for your cut. But if you're a good person, a good prospect, and people know you do the damn thing right, you're not going to have a whole bunch of folks tolerating the BS some intolerable bastard tried to put down on your head. So I think this is a lesson that you need to take to heart. Nobody dictates for you the main things in life. You can dictate for me what I'm going to do in this club, when I'm going to cross over, when I'm going to patch over, when I'm going to go to the next step, or if I'm even going to graduate and become a member at all. Somebody else determines all that. Somebody that's not you. But what you determine is you determine what's going to happen to you. You determine where you're going to be based on the actions that you allow yourself to be a part of. I will allow no man to cause me to violate myself. My life, my principles, my standards, my code of conduct. These things are not for sale. They're not for barter. They're not for compromise. They're not even for fucking discussion. These are the tenets that make me up as a man. Providing for myself and my family. That's what I have a job for. I don't have a job because it's fun. I don't even have a job because I like it. If you like your job, you're a lucky SOB. I have a job because I need to pay these damn bills. And I'm serious about my job and my profession. I expect to be thought of as a professional and as one of the best. Not somebody they got to constantly take to the side and give performance improvement punishment to. Somebody they got to call in the front office. Man, why couldn't you get here on time? I'll be damned. Even as a young prospect, I'll be damned. My boss is getting ready to call me in the office talking about your responsibilities here in the military, son. Why can't you seem to do... Oh, hell no. I don't have time for those discussions. And you shouldn't either. So, for the person that asked me that, I hope this covers that. I hope that you understand that you owe your greatest efforts to God, family, and job first. In that order, in my opinion. God, family, and job. Then club. Now, some people look at it the other way. They club first, man. Club above anything. And that's how they live their lives. For me, no. God, family, job first. Then club. Hope that makes sense to you. It was my pleasure to speak to you tonight in this forum from my car, driving around, walking my dog in the middle of the night. Been a lot of fun here. It's cold as hell. I'm getting ready to put him back in this car and we're getting ready to get the hell up out of here. But in any event, I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Please take the time to go over to blackdragonsgear.com and get you some of our gear, some of our books. The Prospects Bible, #1 best-selling book since 2014. Now check this out, and I'm so proud to say Prospects Bible is required reading for over 1,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. And that's something I'm proud of. So go check us out over there. BikerLiberty.com is our online news magazine. And Black Dragon Biker TV on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram TV. We thank you. We love you. That's my 2 cents. Thanks for tuning in. And get skinny.